Get a grip, Joe.
Get a grip, Susie. Since there's no countdown timer, it's already filming, so...
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me about Rita today.
Oh, so today was an interesting day with Rita. So we have some updates coming this weekend.
This is good.
And it's little small things, little usability improvements like, welcome, what do you want to do today? And here's the guided tour, and things like that. But
Love it.
I had a very interesting conversation today, and it's about the whole too many systems, too many processes, too many bad processes, and then like I have A and B, but I really want C, and I can't get to C.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically what you told me and what we discussed prior to filming today was that you're going to jump when you're ready.
Yes, nobody jumps before they're ready.
And
unless they jump too soon, in
Correct.
which event they have to go back and fix things.
And then you have to go backwards, and then you're just wasting everyone's time. So
get a grip.
Get a grip. Yeah, get a grip is right. It's a big undertaking to start a new system, of any kind of system.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment, and you have to have the right players, and you have to have the champion that's going to guide you, and also it's got to be the people that are the doers, not the bosses or like the tech people or whatever. It's the doers, because
it's whoever is going to do it when it's time.
Right. That's the people that
the users.
The users have to be on board, and like,
Actually, they're facilitators, because the users are the ones that benefit from the facilitators doing their job.
This is also true too. Yes, that's right.
Okay,
that's right.
So what happened today?
Well, it's the thing of there's certain things in place that work well, and I never want to go into an organization. I'm sorry about the peanut butter. I never want to go into an organization and just say, we're ripping everything out. We're scorched earthing everything.
Oh, you don't want to be Elon?
No, I do not. And in a lot of cases, there may be something there that is, relatively fine.
And useful.
And you just either have to build around it, build on top of it, or
probably even make it more useful.
And make it, and actually say, maybe even expand it.
Yeah.
If you're using the house analogy of like, we're going to add on to the house because the house is fine. We're going to add a second level because we need more space. Or we're just going to improve the house,
Yes.
So I never want people to think that I want to go in and just be like, we're scrapping everything.
We're not trashing the place.
Yeah, we're not doing that like junky renters, like that are going to trash the house. We're not doing that. But there are other when you look at it from like a different perspective, to say, I have this one piece of the process that never works for me, or I can never get the data I want, or I'm having to do so much awful time wasting work. That's when it's worth it to expand,
to
take a look at everything and say, okay, if we focus on this area, what that it's going to start to creep.
It's going to have an impact.
Yes, and it's going to impact another area. So then you start to have the thing of, I'm very comfortable with something, but over the long term, is it really benefiting me?
Yeah. How do I want it to work?
Do I really want that green wallpaper in the dining room? Because it looks great now. Do I really want the green wallpaper in the dining room? Or do I want to basically say, we're taking all the wallpaper out and we're going to make the walls look nice and never have wallpaper again, and then we're going to avoid that everybody hates the green wallpaper because we thought it looked good now, but then a year from now it's dated. That was a long way to get there, but we got there. We got there. But, something that may be working just fine now, what if
something happens outside
Correct.
and impacts, and you think, oh, well, how can we do that and this, and you have to shift something.
Right. And it's a huge ask. It's a huge ask. And if there's a bigger story we won't talk about today, but it has a lot of parallels in the for-profit world.
Okay.
There's a lot of parallels. But like I look at everything from a long-term perspective. And I look forward of saying like, okay, you have this solution like Rita being a solution. And, it can do what you are using something else for now, because it also has, there's also other things that it can help solve for. It can solve for the weakness in the donor platforms. It can solve for, I want to be able to make sure my events go off without a hitch. It can solve for, I want to be able to keep all the contacts in one place and not in 3 places or 4 places,
Not in a whole bunch of spreadsheets?
Not in a whole bunch of spreadsheets that's spread out between all the users. So...
Or not in one system that somebody decided we should use, and also in another system that we use for a different purpose.
Correct. Right. Exactly. That there's...
All in one.
And then again, we talked about this last week, that Rita then grows with you.
Yeah.
Let's say that you wanted to say, oh, I want to take donations online. I'm using a silly example. Donations online. That Rita can grow with that and say, okay, here's your donor page.
And it feeds right in.
Somebody hits submit and they get their credit card charged or their bank account drafted, and then it feeds right in and it's done. Or an example of something else is when organizations do fundraising and they kind of do like the crowdsourcing fundraising. Here's Suzy's team, she's going to get 10 donors, Joe's team's going to get 10 donors, and you want to be able to, have all that data in one place. Also have it public to the public, so like a leaderboard or, some kind of gamification of some kind. Like Rita can grow with that. Like we can, and if something, or let's say there's like an off the wall request, like an off the wall thing of like, we're doing, the club is separated into 12 teams, and the teams have to fundraise with like ticket sales individually, but then it all feeds back into the whole
because it's one fundraiser.
It's one fundraiser, and then those people are already in the system in some way. And then if you want to take it a step further, because now we're getting in the weeds, but if you want to take it a step further, then Rita also will push all that data to your public website automatically if you want.
And the other thing that I'm guessing it'll do is, okay, you have this event, and then you have a totally separate event on another occasion that is different. It's not the same kind of an event, except that it does raise money from donations, all that kind of stuff. But you're going to be able to know the next time you create the third event what people donated to these 2 events.
Yes.
And so you're going to have a base to go see if they would give you money for the third event.
Right, because
and you can say, you've supported this event in the past and this event in the past, and we were hoping you would support this one.
Yes, and that's all from either doing like, a mailing list, or just by looking them up, or by running a report.
But you don't have to go 20 different places to figure it out.
Or decipher a spreadsheet, or decipher like someone's odd record-keeping system.
You're saving my eyes.
And you're saving time. Like time is our biggest like, what is the word? I can't think of the word right now. Time's our biggest like...
Sucker.
It is, but it's also our most valuable thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's only so many hours in a day, so many hours in a week, so many hours in a month. And
so many people working on the project.
Correct. And the other thing I guess to bring up, and Sean and I had talked about this, is the Ritas, the two Rita applications, like we are not jumping down that rabbit hole of AI stuff. We're not. Because if you make it simple from the beginning, you don't need that. If you make it simple from the beginning, a click of a button, filter a grid, run a report that you've pre-saved already, like the users are going to know what they want. And and if you empower them to give them the easiest course of action to do something, you'll have champions forever. And
keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, keep it simple. You don't have to sit there and write a narrative of what you want. You don't have to sit there and write a paragraph or make sure you get the paragraph right with the prompting so that the LLM will bring the data back. No, you just...
So what you're saying is get a grip, keep it simple, use Rita.
Yes, that is what I'm saying, yes. When the time is right.
Yes.
When the time is right.
When the time is right. When you finally have gotten so frustrated
right.
about what you're doing with a whole bunch of other systems. Rita. That's it. I love Rita.
I do too. I love Rita. And Rita, the prettiest cat in the whole wide world, being immortalized as a nonprofit system or a club system. So thank you for getting a grip with me today. And
here's hoping you'll get a grip
next time. Oh, that was good.